Hi, my name is Cindy Greb. I'm from the United States. I grew up in Pennsylvania, but right now I live in Mount Shasta, California. I was called to Mount Shasta about 2 years ago. That was how I was introduced to this work, but I didn't know that at the time. The place where I was living, we could see Mount Shasta from the front door. Was this magnificent view of Mount Shasta. So it was an amazing place to be. And someone introduced me to this sacred hill that was next to a lake about 2 miles away. And I would go there a couple times a week for my own prayers and meditations and songs. I can't always do that when there's people around me, so I like to find places in nature where I can sing and pray. One day, as I was climbing up, when I was nearing the top, I heard this beautiful celestial music, very harmonious, very gorgeous, and I did not expect to hear that. And I wind my way up the final path, and there before me are 4 nuns in white robes singing. You know, kind of respectfully kept my distance while they were doing their meditations. And when I heard them rustling up, I went and introduced myself, and long story shorter, they ended up being a monastery. The monastery located in Mount Shasta, a mother and 3 nuns. And we made plans to meet again the following morning to get to know one another and to pray together. And so that was the first time I was introduced to the kind of prayers that happen here in Figueira. And I knew that when I met them, we were going to be friends for the rest of our lives. There was this strong connection right from the beginning. I just felt the radiance of their being, and I was very attracted to the purity and the beauty that I felt from them. So that was my first introduction to this work. So I met the nuns around June of last year. And as I said, it was kind of a path for me, a process for me. It was actually a very deep and somewhat painful process, because on the one hand, my mind was resisting some of these prayers which were a little bit foreign to me. And but at the same time, oftentimes when I was sitting with them praying, tears would be going down my face. So I had this obvious touching of my heart, but my mind was resisting. So there was a path. Some of the messages of the messengers resonate more strongly than others. The one a couple nights ago where Christ was talking about when he comes again moved me to tears. I just had tears streaming down my face through the entire time. That's the work I feel we are being called to do right now, is to help during this planetary transition. So the messages that address that in particular are so profound to me, and the messages of peace are so profound to me, because clearly there is a lot on this planet that is troublesome and sad. And I think the work that we all are doing together with Christ and Mary and Saint Joseph is absolutely paramount for the planet right now. When I first heard we must pray for the messengers to come to America, we must pray for Mother Mary to come to America, and then when I found out they were coming to Mount Shasta, I was overjoyed. In Mount Shasta there were 3, and the first one was Saint Joseph, and then the next 2 were on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So after being asked to do the beautiful stories on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, friends said, "We have to get you to Figueira. We have to get you to Figueira. You need to experience it." And they blessed me and honored me with a gift of an airline ticket. So God was very present bringing me here, for sure. because it would not have happened without that gift. So experiencing the messages in person, with the visionaries, with the community of support that supports that, which I think is really profound as well. Just that atmosphere of holiness that precedes the messages. I think it's all a beautiful whole. And to be immersed in that sacred energy as it's building and building is very, very powerful. To be in the hall where there are 14 or 1,500 people, all with this powerful connection to Christ and to Mary and to this path and to these prayers is just amazing. Partway through the week, I discovered that there were sacraments that would be offered, and so I found myself considering all of them and just feeling very drawn to the baptism. And because I just get the sense that something is building in my life. And so the baptism felt very right because it's a renewal, and it's here was this life, here is this life that I'm stepping into. And the fact that the baptism just happened to be on my birthday it's a rebirth, a rebirth.
Por eso he venido aquí en espíritu, bajo el espíritu de mi Padre, para despertar sus conciencias hacia algo que es necesario en estos tiempos, que es ser consecuentes como nación y como pueblo hacia los planes de Dios, que a pesar de ser desconocidos por todos, deben realizarse a partir de la entrega de sus corazones a mi propósito redentor, que debe llegar a muchas más conciencias en el mundo. Así podrán comprender, compañeros, cuán importante es su paso, delante de todo lo que sucede en el mundo y de lo que aún sucederá en esta nación. Es así, compañeros, que a partir de su paso verdadero, mi obra se expandirá y llegará a aquellos corazones que aún estando cerrados, no conocen la grandeza de mi amor ni tampoco el poder de mi misericordia. Si ustedes aceptan esta fuente de misericordia, que es inmaterial y luminosa, sus espíritus que así lo esperan, lo agradecerán profundamente desde el momento que abran sus conciencias al llamado de mis palabras, a la proclamación de mi divino espíritu, por cada uno de ustedes y por cada uno de sus hermanos.
I was pondering in the last few days, how can we bring this message to my country, which it doesn't have the depth of spirituality that is so evident in Brazil. The difference is quite pronounced. So what I think is necessary now is to remind people that life is more than that material life. There is a whole different spiritual reality on the planet. And as we can bring that consciousness to people, it may help them to return to a place of, let me go within, let me find ways to connect with Spirit at this time, because all that material stuff will fall away, and what will I have left? That's the message we can bring What do we have left? All of this. If we could learn to introduce people to Jesus as a friend, and this is my beloved friend Jesus. This is my beloved Mother Mary. But if we invite them, like I have this beautiful relationship with this magnificent person. Are you interested? And let it develop from there. If people look at our lives and they see light and they see love, they may want to know, where does that come from? And that's our opportunity to say, I feel this love from Christ. I feel this love from Mary. I feel this love for the planet. And we are all working together to help the planet at this time. I believe we are all being called to live from our heart, and that Christ lives in our heart. So I feel that He is present in all of our hearts, and that it's all just deepening and deepening and deepening.